Okay, so I was in my car, almost like a whatever routine, me in the wind. So there is, and then I just was speaking to my mother, and I'm like, what is the name of the hat shops? Like, there were boutiques at some point, right? And then I was like, right, okay, hold on, I gotta walk my. She's like, and so she looked it up. So she can't even pronounce. She says Millar. I was like, you mean like your family? Because here's the thing, somewhere between it's the Italian Alps, is it the Swiss Alps, is it the French Alps? Is it the the Spaniard Alps? Like, everybody fights depending on where you are. But are you on base? Are you off base? Right. So now, what happened with the Millar family that she comes from? They were never to be thrown off base. But here we are, and they've been off base. Something about a grist mill, Gristmill, and a wheat factory incident. I don't know where, but that came up with a man about a hat not being the religious bris that we don't talk about those things. Yeah, got that. We're over that. I've had 4 boys at this point, and you fucked up my life tremendously. So I was born off base thanks to a grist mill accident with milling some wheat on a large stone with some water. So now it's Millinari. Is it Neri? Because Lewis's oldest brother was named Neri, Neri. She's like, that's Italian. I'm like, right, yeah, okay. So where were their boutiques, right? There probably weren't hat boutiques unless, yeah, I don't know, depending on the year, but they all had funny names. But then you've got the beret guys, and then they do things on base that are different than off base, but you'd have to have visited at some point, space and time, in order to know such things. So now let's see the Matterhorn, right? That would go with the unicorn, right? And that's Pegasus, right? I wonder if she really has a horn on her head. If she does, it's a very large one. It's called the Matterhorn, right? Okay, so when are we fixing her life? Oh, right. Some man once told me when I was like 3 or 4, right, as he saw things coming head on like a collision of the wrong people, right? So, some try Honda deal, right? Oh boy. He was like, right, okay, so kiddo, right, just know that in real life, like, I hear us Nordics, right? Yeah, we have, according to Try Honda dealer, right, of like somebody else's house of cards, right? They're telling us that, like, it goes along with see a man about a hat in a men's locker room issue, right? Where on my side, my grandmother once told me, which I'm just passing along as like, happy little leprechaun, Nordic leprechaun, right? Got it, right? Because you're really the woman in the center of this all, and not what I thought was when I answered a meat eater, beef eater conversation about, right, oh boy, she's how old, right, 3 or 4, right, okay, so you might want to go see one of the Aramaic people just to get yourself signed that you're protected from saying such things, and such a holy high priestess ear of ivory pomegranate was confirmed before she was actually born about that slip in time and space and Smithsonian. Right. So if you had done that with the gigantic, wonderfully plump, right, whatever, then the Tri Honda dealer is a little scared of those, right? And I hear that you can never say that they're Nordic, right? Exactly. We got along with that, and that's what you had to do your coat check assignment with to protect yourself, just on an off chance scene of the same crime. Exactly. So now that you've all been at the scene of the same crime in protecting what's left of was reliable in 1980, the little girl did say, right, fellas, here's the thing. There's something in New York running the show. I checked with Don Juan from the marijuana plant of ganja and the reefer guys, right? They all talk, they know these things, right? The big old flying people overhead, and they're not gods, not such a great idea, right? It's upsetting the New Yorkers that now think we're taking away, right, their mode of transportation to go see Nana on the weekends. But, right, we don't want Nana just showing up, right? So here's how this crime scene's gonna go, right? She's still who she's always gonna be. We have to protect her and fuck everybody else up there. That's the one. Do you still have your co-check tickets? I'm just curious. There's got to be a group somewhere. I haven't met them though. Right, the Teamsters in New York, right? They're running like gas lamps and districts and red lights and scams in. They still want to do monkey mechanics and grease monkey stuff because they don't want to lose their ability to get the hell out of Dodge when like the wife comes home, because they're really that bad in like the women territory in New York. I'm just saying. I mean, you might have a better one, but New York women, right, there's one. I mean, she's just been begging to get out since she was here. She's like, I checked the cousin roster. I would say I've met enough of them to know I want out of New York now. I want to learn like 5 different languages. I want on base. I want off base. I want back on base. Right. I don't want to do the nothing Teamster Union special, right, where the whole world breaks. It's not going to look good. And I still don't know how to get my scepter to your co-check ticket booth in, like, where did you all go? We, like, grew up right and with some kind of knowledge, because the rest of us grew up dumb as all fucking hell purposely because you all got mad about shit that didn't exist. Right, yeah, I told you the Koreans, the Honda dealership, the Koreans, the Chinese, and the Japanese, they're going to pretend like they're all the best, but they got some underseedy Polynesian shit between the Bangladesh, they got Pakistan in there. They're like, and then they got a little Bangladesh, Pakistan, Thailand's in there, right? Let's see, we got a whole bunch of Malaysians in there, right? Playing a little slipper Dan, right? To get the wrong king in under the wrong guys. With the Teamsters help from back home. And Korean Jew, no, he's not that kind of Korean. No, we got equally criminal Koreans. But they had Chinese and Japan, yeah, but they take care of their own, so they say, hey, and they don't like us, good old boys handling things in whatever, because they do a better job, sure, right, as long as you don't communicate with the outside world, you're fine. Yeah, we noticed. Right, that's where that Pegasus, right, somebody's crawling, right, yeah, it's our baby doll, she's still the high priestess and the scepter, and when you guys don't have holy men in the how, the cow, the towel, right, and then the crow, oh my god, right, yeah, that's a problem for the rest of us, because there's no police agreement, there's no holy book, and there's no holy men anywhere in your lands, right, because they keep pushing for communication with the outside world, which we're like, not such a great idea for the rest of us. Right, so where's that world partnership? I was just checking, right? You got rid of the little girl, got that, and how things working out for you outside the corridor? Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, it's not working so well in here either.